Hi everyone, Eid Mubarak for those of you who celebrate Eid al-Fitr this year, and welcome to this episode of Your World, a program where we share stories from Asia Pacific regions and around the world from the Asiavision Network or AVN. I'm Zulhafiz Tadore. Let's begin our first segment of Your World. Where the Eid homecoming flow has begun to peak on Friday, April the 14th. And there's another story of PT BMW Indonesia officially handing over 13 premium electric cars as the form of supporting the upcoming ASEAN Summit. The details are up next.
The 2023 Eid Exodus peak started Friday, April the 14th. Jakarta Police spokesman Senior Commissioner Trinoyudo Wisnu Andiko said the peak of the Eid homecoming flow is predicted to take place in two phases. The first peak has occurred on Friday, April the 14th, while the second peak is expected to happen on April the 18th and 19th. Trinoyudo said the Jakarta Police have collaborated with other agencies in office to handle and secure the traffic during Eid Exodus or Mudik tradition and the return flows this year. Police have also prepared 27 security stations during the holiday seasons located in highway and arterial road areas, bus terminals, train stations, seaports, airports, and several tourist destinations. Over 6,500 personnel joined the security team in the two-week Eid operation from April the 18th to the 1st of May 2023.
PT BMW Indonesia has officially handed over 13 premium electric cars of the BMW 9 Sports Activity Vehicle series to the State Secretariat Ministry as a form of support for the success of the upcoming ASEAN Summit. BMW Indonesia's Vice President for Sales and Network Development Bayu Rianto hoped that the premium electric cars would help ensure a smooth transportation for the participations of the ASEAN Summit. Meanwhile, the Secretary of the State Secretariat Ministry Setia Utama said that the premium series of electric car sports activity vehicle will be used for the transportation of the leaders of the ASEAN members during the summit.
Friendship Tunnel in Mohan Land Port when China-Laos Railway is the first cross-border railway tunnel between China and neighboring countries, with a total length of 9.6 kilometers, measuring 7.17 kilometers on the Chinese side and 2.4 kilometers on the Laos section. The China-Laos Railway started cross-border passenger services, a move that is expected to boost regional people-to-people connectivity. Tianjin on Thursday as she starts her 3-day official visit to China. German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock arrived in the northern Chinese city of Tianjin on Thursday as she starts her 3-day official visit to China. At the invitation of State Chancellor and Foreign Minister Qin Gang, Baerbock is paying an official visit to China from Thursday to Saturday. It is her first visit to China as the Foreign Minister of Germany, with Tianjin being the first leg of her trip. Baerbock's visit has received a lot of attention as it comes after visits of several European politicians. It is believed that China and Germany, by resuming the strategic dialogue, have sent out positive signals on coping with economic and geopolitical challenges. Deepening trade and economic cooperation with China can promote the recovery of the European economy, and China is expected to play a bigger role in promoting peace and stability.
Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva arrived in Beijing on Thursday night, who is on a 4-day state visit to China from Wednesday to Saturday. The president visited Huawei's Shanghai branch and met representatives from Chinese enterprises on Thursday after touching down in the city on Wednesday night. He left Shanghai for the Chinese capital Thursday night to continue his visit in China. Lula came to China in 2004 during his first term as president. He won a third term last October, and this state visit to China is his first trip outside the Western Hemisphere since taking office for a third term on January 1st. Vietjet officially welcomes passengers on direct flights connecting Vietnam with Australia's largest cities, Melbourne, Sydney, and Brisbane.
As part of the diversification of foreign labor migration, cooperation is being established and agreements are being signed with large companies in the region on the organized employment of citizens in European countries. Representatives of the Foreign Labor Migration Agency met with the Lithuanian delegation at the Ishka Mathamat Mono Center in Tashkent. The representatives of the large logistics companies of Lithuania were informed about the mechanism of safe, orderly, and legal labor migration in Uzbekistan for information. Last year, about 590 of Uzbek citizens were sent to European countries through the Foreign Labor Migration Agency.
Antonio Guterres held a special prayer for peace moment at the United Nations headquarters in New York on the last Friday of Ramadan. As Christians celebrate Easter, Jews mark the end of Passover, and Sikhs enjoy the festival of Vaisakhi. And the UN Secretary General said even the calendar is sending a message of unity. His message to the world is to come together as communities and countries and hold firm to the common faith that unites the human family. At the event, religious representatives gathered to deliver a critical message about peace at a time of so much conflict and suffering around the world.
Well, now we take you back home to Indonesia to see bakso kelapa, or meatball dish served inside a coconut. But first, let's see how Bangladesh celebrates the Bengali New Year. The details are up next.
Bangladesh is celebrating the first day of Bengali New Year, 1430 Friday, upholding.
People love to taste a combination of sweet and savory tastes from the coconut meatballs and have it as a delicious meal for iftar or breaking of a fast. Innovation and creativity in the culinary business continue to prosper. In Sakayam sub-district of Sangha Regency, West Kalimantan, at the border of Indonesia and Malaysia, there is meatball dish served inside a coconut. The uniqueness of bakso kelapa, or coconut meatballs, has attracted the people living near the border area. The owner of coconut meatball stall, Ayu Poningsi, said that she just opened a food stall 8 months ago. The price for one bowl of bakso kelapa is around 35,000 rupiah. Apart from bakso kelapa, she also sells other dishes such as bakso beranak, bakso urat, and mie ayam with a price range of 20,000 rupiah to 25,000 rupiah per dish.
People who participate in the Eid holiday exodus or mudik tradition via Tuban and Java's northern coast route can buy siwalan, a type of palm fruit, as specialty gifts. The soft, chewy, and fresh taste of siwalan fruit has made it popular among travelers who pass through this lane in East Java to bring back a specialty gift from the region. Almost every region in Indonesia has typical souvenirs. Tuban district of East Java also has its specialty. Located on the famous Java's northern coast lane, or Pantura, Tuban district has natural products. One of them is the siwalan fruit. As the name implies, this fruit is from siwalan trees, or a type of palm tree that grow in the limestone hills. Farmers who grow siwalan trees have to harvest the fruits periodically when considered ripe enough. This natural product is easily found in a number of souvenir centers in Tuban along the Tuban-Surabaya-Pantura route. To enjoy it, the siwalan fruit must be peeled until the soft transparent flesh is ready to be consumed. Many other travelers stop at the shop just to buy the fruit.
One side of Kenya's Wasini Island is a protected marine park. On the other is a channel between the island and the beach where people from the community and local authorities are in charge, and the fishermen too. In the past 6 months, several treaties have been signed on the protection of the oceans. 30% must be protected by 2030. But how do you convince a fisherman to leave the sea alone? A small fishing village in Kenya sets a good example. If you travel all the way to the south of Kenya, almost at the Tanzanian border, you will end up at Wasini Island, a paradise-like place. On one side of the island is a protected marine park with coral reefs, tropical fish, and dolphins. On the other side is a channel between the island and the beach, where people from the community and local authorities are in charge, and also fishermen. You would think that the fishermen want as much space as possible to still catch some fish, but instead, they agreed to create a net-free zone. Marine biologist Ewood Wooster studies how the coral grows on the various artificial reefs and which fish and underwater animals